What a horrible day. What a horrible, horrible day. Got indoors about half an hour ago from what has to go down as the worst away day I've ever been on. Literally from start to finish was just an absolute disaster of a day. Trains cancelled all the way from Birmingham to Shrewsbury. Train delayed from London Euston. Had to get off at Wolverhampton because the Birmingham to Shrewsbury service was suspended the whole day. Had to get a cab from Wolverhampton to Shrewsbury that cost £85. Had to split it 3 ways with 3 people I was with. Trains delayed on the way back home. Missed the last train from Shrewsbury to Birmingham, so I had to wait an hour because the one to Crewe that I'd booked was also delayed. Not even delayed, cancelled. I had to wait an hour to get to Birmingham and go through all the way back through London Euston to come back home about half an hour ago. And in between that, watch us lose 1-0 in the 93rd minute. A smash and grab defeat in the most 0-0 game ever. Absolutely abysmal game of football. Johnny Jackson's first defeat as manager. Just a bad day. Just a really, really bad day. And my winless run of away games now extends to 11 matches. I haven't seen us win away since Blackburn 2019. I've done Wigan, Fulham, Millwall, Luton, QPR, Stoke, MK Dons, Wycombe, Gillingham, Leyton Orient, and now Shrewsbury since then. Safe to say I won't be going on another away day for some time. That's me done for some time. But yeah, just an absolute dreadful, horrible day. I'm absolutely shattered. I don't really have the energy to do a video, but I might as well just get it out of the way now while the game is somewhat fresh in my mind. So let's just get straight into it, shall we? In terms of the lineup, Johnny Jackson made 2 changes to the team from the Morecambe draw. Diallang Jaiyesimi was replaced by Corey Blackett-Taylor, which I half expected. Jaiyesimi was shattered come the Morecambe game, so yeah, I didn't expect him to come to start the game at all. And then the second change I was rather surprised by, actually. Chris Gunter was replaced with Pape Souare. Now, obviously was very happy to see Gunter come out of the side. I felt he was very poor on Tuesday night against Morecambe, but I was very intrigued with Souare coming in, seeing as it was his first appearance in God knows how long and he's just been chucked straight into the deep end. Felt that was a little bit strange, but was optimistic to see him play because I thought he can't be much worse than Gunter, can he? But it turns out I was wrong with that one, weren't I? But yeah, that was the team. I didn't really have much problems with it going into the game. You know, obviously the midfield I was very happy with. Defence was the best that we could do, really. And then obviously the attack again was the best that we could do. And obviously MacGillivray in goal was not really a problem, is it? And then going into the game, yeah, first half was very naff, very meh. Not the best first halves in the world, really. Neither team had that many goal-scoring opportunities. MacGillivray was forced into a really good save. I think in the opening 15 or so minutes was forced into a very good save to tip it over the bar. And then we forced Marco Morosi into a very good save as well. Alex Gilbey drove through the midfield, cut inside, had a shot on the left foot and forced a really good save out of Morosi. But other than that, yeah, not really much to go off in that first half, to be honest with you. Not an awful lot happened. Neither team really looked like scoring. It took us a while to grow into the game. Shrewsbury were definitely putting us under the cosh for the first 20 minutes, but we grew into the game from then on. We were adopting the short corner tactic, trying to cross balls into the box. Sometimes the short corners got into the area, but didn't really do anything with it. They were often headed away. Same with our crosses as well. Sometimes they didn't even beat the first man. You know, it was one of them afternoons, really. We played long ball a couple of times as well, which didn't really work. That was throughout the entire game. And so were the short corners and crosses, which for the entire game didn't really work. And yeah, first half was, you know, as I say, very, very naff. And then the second half was just a similar story, really. It was just a terrible, terrible game of League One football. We forced a really good save out of Morosi again, though, in the opening stages, put a ball into the box. Conor Washington, I think he was unmarked. Yeah, I think it was a free header, literally just on the edge of the 6-yard box, and forced a brilliant save out of Morosi. MacGillivray save, and then us forcing 2 saves out of Morosi. They were probably the most goal-threatening opportunities in the entire match. You know, neither team really looked like scoring. We just kept trying to cross the ball into the box, and it just wasn't working. The short corner tactic was absolutely horrendous. We kept crossing the ball in the box. You know, we had Josh Davison in the middle, a bit of a target man, a bit tall, that he can win those headers, and nothing was really coming of it. And then we took Davison off, brought on Jonathan Leko, a technically, you know, tricky player, obviously just come back from injury as well. It was nice to see him come on, although we didn't do an awful lot today. It was very nice to see him come on. But regardless, he came on for Davison, who's a bit of a target man, and was still swinging balls into the box, and there's no one in the area actually tall enough to mount a challenge for a header. It was just destined for a boring stalemate, which would have just been typical from the absolute nightmare of a journey that it was to get up there, until the 93rd minute, when Dominic Urdo had other ideas. When ball come into the box, Dobson heads it backwards after one of their players has jumped to win the header. It falls to Urdo. He sort of scuffs the shot on the left foot. It was not a good shot at all, and MacGillivray's got a hand to it, and it's ended up going into the back of the net. Some people have said MacGillivray could have done better. To be honest with you, I can agree with that. I think it was a very weak shot from Urdo, which MacGillivray probably should have done better with that. Probably the most controversial thing out of the whole situation, though, was that many Charlton fans have said that there was a foul on Dobson. I have watched it back many, many times. To be honest with you, the absolute disaster of the day has made me not really care. Is it a foul on Dobson? Does the Shrewsbury player just want the ball more? I don't really know. It does look like, from looking at it, the player does jump into Dobson, and Dobson's been like jolted forwards, and as he's done that, you know, the header that he wanted to try and head forwards has ended up going backwards. You can sort of see that, but as I say, the day was just so bad that, to be honest with you, I don't really care, to be honest. But what I will say is that I don't think we deserve to lose the game, especially not in that fashion, but we didn't deserve to win it either. I think the draw was a fair result. Like I say, there weren't many goal-threatening opportunities other than the saves that both keepers had to make. Neither team really looked like scoring. I didn't think Shrewsbury were all that. Didn't think they were that good of a side. But then again, neither were we. Neither were we. You know, I'm not saying it in a salty way, but both teams were not great. We just, you know, it was just not a good performance on our part. And yeah, our 6-game unbeaten run comes to an end. It's Johnny Jackson's first taste of defeat as a manager. And it's now going to be interesting to see where we go from here. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Jackson now. You know, let's see how good of a manager he is. Let's see how we can react to this and how we can bounce back from this. Obviously, we've got a couple cup games now. Aston Villa under-21s on Tuesday night, and then Gateshead in the FA Cup. Both games that I would like to win. I would like to see us go far in those competitions, but then again, I wouldn't want us to play, you know, full-strength teams. I'd like to see some of the senior players get some minutes. Obviously, Stockley is now back from suspension, which is massive, by the way. Leko, obviously, coming back from injury. Probably a good opportunity to integrate him a bit more. Charlie Kirk, give him some more minutes. Souare can get into the team as well a little bit more, have some more minutes, and then the likes of Elliot, Nazir Bakarin, Stephen Henderson, or Nathan Harness, however way you want to put in goal. You know, just give like the second string boys, the youngsters and the reserves a run around, and then we go again on Tuesday the 7th against Ipswich, which isn't an easy game, and then Cambridge as well on the Saturday after that, which again isn't easy. 2 very tough home games, so it's going to be interesting to see what Jackson does. But you know, what we can dissect from that game is that, like I said, from the Morecambe game, we are weak in areas. You know, defensively, I think we're in trouble. I think we are not looking good in the defensive area, and I think that is going to come back to bite us, and that is because of the injuries. You know, we've got 3 first-team centre-backs, Pearce, Lavelle and Innes, all out long-term, and they're massive players for us. You know, they're massive, massive players. I don't know the extent of their injuries. Obviously, Lavelle's going to be back in probably a couple of months' time. Innes may be back in a couple of weeks, maybe next month, and then I don't know Pearce's injury, but you know, at the moment, we're stuck with playing Famewo, who is our only senior centre-back available. Sean Clare, who, to be fair, has done very well in that position in the games he has played in. I thought he played very well today, drove forward really well. Famewo, by the way, I'd give man of the match, to be honest. I thought he was outstanding today. And then the third centre-back position, we've got to choose between dumb and dumber, Souare or Gunter. Souare was shocking today. He was absolutely abysmal. I don't know why he was playing the left wing-back position over Purrington, to be honest with you. Like, Purrington has played that position so well under Jackson, and then Souare comes in, and Jackson decides to play him left centre-back and play Souare left wing-back. Didn't really get that. I thought that was very, very weird. But yeah, Souare was absolutely terrible. So we're not really sport for choice with the other centre-back position. And like I say, we don't really have much choice but to play either one of them. But I still stand by this view, though, in that we should give Elliot a go. I know a lot of people have said that, oh, he's no Joe Gomez, you know, he lacks the physicality, he lacks the he's very, very inexperienced. But to be honest, I think in the games that he has played, he's looked comfortable at this level, and he's a natural centre-half. So to be honest with you, with the way that Gunter and Souare are playing recently, why shouldn't we give him a go? You know, why not? What's the harm in doing it? You know, I feel like we should give him a go. And then the other area that is lacking is the attack. You know, Jayden Stockley, he gets slagged off by a lot of our fan base, and to be honest with you, I don't understand it, because it's clear over these last 3 games that we have missed him. He is a massive, massive loss to this team, and him coming back is absolutely major. Josh Davison, you can't knock the kid's work rate, but I said it at Morecambe, he lacks the goals, and to be honest with you, I think he's League 2 at best. I don't think he's good enough, to be honest with you. Like I say, you can't knock his work rate, but we need the goals. We need the goals to start coming in, and I just don't see it coming through him. And then you got Conor Washington, who, because Davison didn't offer anything today, was isolated, and he can't do that on his own. I think Stockley is the perfect partner for Washington, someone who can get up in the air, win those headers, and, you know, Washington can latch onto it. It's clear that we need a striker in January, and it's not just that. We do need players in January. I don't know in what position other than a striker, to be honest with you. It's going to be interesting to see what we do in January, but it's going to be, you know, it's a big January month ahead. It is a really, really big month ahead, and obviously this next month as well is going to be very big for us as well, because obviously we need to bounce back from this defeat. We need to see what Jackson can do, and now we can rally the troops up. But yeah, this was definitely an away day to forget. Like I say, it's probably the worst away day I've been on. One of the worst home atmospheres I've seen. Like, absolutely terrible. You know, there was one atmosphere bit from the Shrewsbury stand to the right of us. Just one little small group with a drum, and I think there was a second drum as well in the stand opposite. We could barely hear them, to be honest with you, and we heard that right side a couple of times for the game, but the most we heard them was when they scored, which is not really surprising, to be honest with you. Like I say, that was, yeah, probably one of the worst home atmospheres I've seen in the away days I've been on, and that definitely has to go down as the worst away game I've ever been to. But yeah, an absolute disaster from start to finish, to be honest with you. Definitely a day to forget, and a very disappointing result, a very poor performance, we have to say. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we bounce back from this. But yeah, we are hurting at the moment with this squad in a number of areas. You know, like I say, the defence is very weak. Stockley coming back is massive, but we've got a big January transfer window ahead of us, and it's going to be very, very tough for us now to get playoffs, even though I think our season was dead and buried long ago under Nigel Adkins, to be honest with you. But it's going to take a very good January transfer window and a very, very, very good run for us to get into the top 6. I think, to be honest with you, at the moment, I think we're looking at maybe top 10 at least. You know, I know people may say that's me being negative after one defeat, but to be honest with you, like, we're 11 points off the playoffs with Sunderland having a game in hand in 6th, so it is going to be a monumentous challenge for us to try and get into that top 6 now. That's it for this match reaction, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, can you possibly leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, turn on post notifications as always, so you are notified of every time I post a new video. What do you think of the game? Let me know. Yeah, I think the only positive we can take from this entire day is the fans. You know, those who did actually turn up to the game, those who did make the absolute nightmare of a journey up there. I'm hoping I can get a refund for my train tickets, to be honest with you, because they cost me like fucking 80 odd quid. Fans were fantastic as ever, you know, sung their heart and soul out all game, came in our numbers, you know, I think well over 900 rocked up in the end, so very, very good turnout, but just an absolutely disastrous day out, to be honest with you. Yeah, definitely a day to forget. Thanks for watching this video again, guys. This has been Tyler Ronington. Have a nice day, and I will see you all in the next video, whenever that will be. Take it easy, stay safe, and I'll see you all then.